All right, so in this chapter, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some of the self-service solutions that you have available to you in Liferay that will allow you to more quickly generate new sites, new content, etc. We're going to look at automating publishing, making content generation simpler, as well as some of the more advanced options that we have available to us on the platform. Okay? So in this section, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at how we can use page and site templates to really speed up the process of getting sites and their pages out the door quickly. All right. I've mentioned this before. There are a number of marketing requirements and changes that put us in a position where we need to get stuff out quickly. And with these tools on the platform, we can do just that. We can go ahead and predefine our sites, those pages that we need, and we can get stuff out the door quickly and get stuff done. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at the page template options in Liferay 7.1. Now, some of you may be familiar with page templates from earlier versions of the platform. In 7.1, templates are going to be a little bit different, okay? A page template is essentially a preset up page that you can reuse across the platform on your sites. For example, if I know that my different levels of pages are going to have certain business requirements for what kind of content or widgets need to go on those particular pages, I can set up templates that I can reuse ahead of time. So if I need to essentially quickly generate a site that has those requirements met, I can do that using these page templates. Now in 7.1, there are two different kinds of page templates that we can take advantage of. There are content page templates and widget page templates, okay? So to clear things up, when we say content pages or content page templates, in 7.1 we are actually referring to fragments. So a content page template is going to be a template that includes fragments on it, okay? And like I said, these can be reused and edited by marketing teams in order to sort of get things out the door quickly and get that design you're looking for. Now, content page templates can only be managed at the site level. Okay, so in 7.1, if you want to create content page templates and you want to use some fragments, you'll need to do it per site. And if you want to import those fragments into another site, that's an option that you have as well. And you can create templates for those sites as well. Now, on the other hand, you have the ability to create the more traditional widget page templates. And what these allow you to do is to add widgets to the page, to configure them, and then once they're actually added to a site, that's where you can select which content will display in those widgets. These can be created at the global level as well. So if you create a global widget page template, that widget page template will be accessible to all of your sites on the platform. Now with page templates, what you can do is you can turn on an option called inherit changes, all right? And what inherit changes does is it allows you to set a page and link it to the template. I call this a hard link, okay? The reason I call it a hard link is because if someone goes to the page template that has inherit changes turned on, they're not gonna be able to modify anything on that particular page, okay? They would actually have to go back to the template itself. Now this doesn't mean content. This would be specifically in regards to widgets and the widget configuration. Okay. When it comes to actually adding content or removing content, changing content, anything like that, that can automatically be done even if inherit changes is turned on. Okay. So if there's a case where you want to go ahead and simplify the, let's say, update process for all of your page templates, you can have inherit changes turned on. So what would this look like? This might be you have, let's say, 3 sites, and in each of those sites, you have specific kinds of top-level pages, okay, so parent pages across the board. And let's say in 6 months, there's a requirement to add a navigation widget to all of those pages, all right? If you have inherit changes turned on, then the site administrator or whoever's responsible for managing these can go to the template. They can update it to include this navigation widget, and now all of my page templates have been updated. Okay, so that's the upside to using the inherit changes option. The downside, of course, is if one of those 3 sites needed to have a few tweaks in configuration and perhaps a few different widgets on the page, you can't do that unless you turn inherit changes off. Okay, so to break that down, with inherit changes turned on, it's a hard link to the template where all of the major changes to the widgets and their configuration have to happen at the template level itself. And if you have it turned off, then it's going to give you the page template starting point. So you will see the widgets, they will have their configuration, but then you can go ahead and modify and change things there as needed, okay? Obviously, if you want things to propagate out, then the inherit changes needs to be turned on. So keep that in mind with our page template options. All right, we also have site templates, and this is something that we talked about a little bit earlier as well. Site templates take this concept and expand it. Okay, so now not only can we have some predefined pages, we can have predefined site pages, a group of pages for any given site. Now in Liferay, when you create a site template, you're not designating public or private pages. You are just creating a group of pages, and once you apply the site template, that's where you'll be able to actually choose whether or not this group of pages in the site template is going to be public or private in a specific site. Okay, so once you take it and actually provide an instance of it in a site, that's when you'll decide if it's going to be public or private. Now, there are two default site templates on the platform already, and these sort of demonstrate how you can use site templates differently for those public or private pages. You have an intranet site template and a community site template. Okay, community obviously would be intended for public pages, and intranet would be intended for private pages. Okay, you can create these site templates and create any number of pages that you need. Site templates can take advantage of those page templates as well. All right, so this actually makes things more efficient. So if you've already predefined some of those page templates, then when I create a site template, I can just take advantage of those instead of having to manually create those pages again. So for example, for Livingston, if I wanted to rapidly create resort sites as we start having new resorts pop up around the world, I can have some of those page templates predefined for the kinds of pages I need on my hotel and resort sites, and then I can create a site template and take advantage of those page templates. Okay, so again, that just makes it faster, and then every time a new resort comes up, I need to create a new resort website. I can just use my site template, create a new site, boom, I'm ready to go. I can start adding content and whatever else I need to do from there. Okay, so this just streamlines the entire process. It helps us to simplify needing to get these new sites out the door quickly. Now with site templates, it's important to note that you have an inherit changes option, although it's called something different. It's the option to enable the propagation of pages from the site template. Now with a site template, this link is not a hard link like the page templates. Okay, so page templates I mentioned, it's a hard link. Once you've turned inherit changes on, you need to actually go to the template itself to make widget and configuration changes to the page. With a site template, you're actually able to make those changes on the fly, even with the link there. And this option allows you to actually roll back to the site template. Okay, so if you need to make changes, you can. And if you want to roll back to sort of the baseline of that site template, you have that option. Okay, so this is really helpful in use cases where you have sites that need to have certain content and changes, and they need to sort of organically change over time. But then after a period of time, they'll need to go back to sort of their original standard. Perhaps you have a new group of people coming in, a different community or something along those lines. Okay. All right, so let's just go ahead and recap our site and page template options. Okay. We have the ability to predefine both individual pages and groups of pages using page and site templates. This can be predefining the layout, the widgets, the configuration, the styling, etc., etc. Page templates can have content page templates, which are for fragments, and widget page templates. And they include the ability to inherit changes, and that provides that hard link that I talked about earlier. Site templates are going to be for a group of pages with the same kinds of configurations, and you can also provide that inherit changes ability as well through the propagation of changes. And this is going to give us what I call a soft link. So we can do some changes if we need to, and then revert back to the baseline site template. All right, so we can use both of these in tandem to more rapidly get our sites out the door quickly. So let's go ahead and take a look at how we can use some of these page template options to benefit the Livingston hotels and resorts.